My name is Michelle Lyons Lefkowitz, but my family always called me Mickey. And I'm from a family of Irish and German immigrants from the Cincinnati, Ohio area. And I've been a genealogist since 1972. And one of the reasons that I'm interested in genealogy is to preserve and protect family records for those people who never had children, and for the rest of us, for our children, because I feel like in order to really know yourself, you have to know your past. And I find genealogy to be a great adventure. I enjoy it every single day. I've met many people through the years with lots of adventures, and even though everyone has skeletons and horse thieves, that makes it even more exciting. Dennis Patrick Aloysius Lyons was a professional baseball player in the late 19th century. He actually began in the pros in 1885, and he played for 10 years until he broke his hand. And that was the end of his very good career. He was a third baseman. He was a heavy hitter. He played for many different teams through that 10 years, and he has records that still hold today. And he's right behind Joe DiMaggio. And he's second to Joe DiMaggio, and he's ahead of Pete Rose, who, if you're from Cincinnati, you know Pete Rose is of the Big Red Machine era and infamous in his own right. My family is a baseball family. Being from Cincinnati, Ohio, everyone there has always been baseball fans. My grandfather played, my great-grandfather played, his brother Denny played. A lot of pro baseball players in the late 19th century were scallywags and hooligans. It wasn't really a very respectable profession. But my dad and my grandpa all worked at Crosley Field, which is the old original Cincinnati Reds field. They did things like turn the scores on the blackboard in the early days. Denny was just kind of a hero to all the men in my family for sure, and I just found it fascinating because he was part of our family. So as I've gotten older and the internet has been invented, we've been able to find even more things out about this colorful character of ours. There's a series of old Judge cigarette cards, of which there are about 13. I've only seen about 5. That has been a quest of mine for years to get an original. We had found a Denny Lyons baseball card on eBay several years ago that we were quite excited about, and we thought, oh, this is our opportunity because they are fairly rare. And I decided if I bid on it, if I bid $100, I know I'll get it, and that'll be just great. So I bid $100, and very quickly it went up to $500, $1,000, $2,000, and ended up selling for $65,000, which was, I wrote to the person who sold that card because I couldn't imagine why anyone would want to pay that amount of money. And I told him he was a family member, and I was told that it was bought by Keith Olbermann. Keith Olbermann is a former sports announcer, but he's a commentator, political commentator on TV. But Keith Olbermann is very interested in old-time baseball, and he plays old-time fantasy baseball. And this is the only known original of that card that exists, and that's why it went for so much money. So about 2 years later, another baseball card in a more traditional pose became available, and my husband, is sweet person that he is, he actually got it for me.
We've had special enjoyment looking for that elusive baseball card, and it was great to be able to get one and not have to pay $65,000 for it.
So there he is at bat, Denny Lyons. This is probably from 1887, which is early in his career. Probably in his last club in this photo. He was playing for Pittsburgh at that point, and he was older by then. It was near the end of his career. And he had a big handlebar mustache and big blue eyes, and we just all thought he was handsome. And Grandpa made copies of that for all the cousins. Everybody got a copy of Denny, so we were all very aware of him. Denny Lyons actually ended up dying when he was only 62 years old. He lived in Covington, Kentucky with his sister. And he's buried in Cincinnati, Ohio at St. Joseph New Cemetery, which is an Irish cemetery.